Well, great to have you hopefully back in town next season. That would be awesome. I don't know which venue you guys would choose, but that would be fun to have some spring football around here. And I can't let you out of here without talking about chicken salad gate, Kirby. You had to know that this was going to come up, right? Right?
I love it.
I mean,
I love it.
everybody was talking about this, and
I
and,
love
and,
it.
and I was talking to a friend of mine right before you came on the air, and I said, "How should I phrase this question to Kirby Wilson?" He said two things. First, why did you actually let go of Davion Smith? It had to be about, and this got so much publicity, as you know. It
Yes,
had to
it
be
sure
about
did.
more than him wanting pizza for lunch, right?
Yeah, and first of all, let me say this about Davion. He was one of my favorite players in last year's draft. He's one of my favorite running backs in college football. And he was a young man who I obviously evaluated coming out of college. So I was a big fan of Davion. Didn't know him at all, but I was a big fan of the film and the brief conversations that I had with him prior to drafting him. So I was a fan of Davion, and I've said this before, and it never seems to stick in people's brain. Davion is a good young man who just made three mistakes in one day. I had nothing against him. I was sorry that it got presented that way for both himself and my family. I don't care about me, but that my family had to deal with these questions over and over and over and put in a bad light. But Davion was a good person who just made three mistakes. When we went into this, I had one rule as a head coach and leader. Guys, we cannot show any form of disrespect to people because in today's climate, in today's society, you can lose your life disrespecting people in the streets. It's proven every single day, every single week, it's happening. And so that was my goal. No matter how you view an individual, no matter how you see that person, male or female, we're not going to live in that world of disrespecting people, whether it be in the hotel with the staff, sexual assaults, drunk driving, any form of disrespect. They were not going to get a second chance, and they were going to go home. And that was it. I wasn't going to wait for a second side of the story. I told everybody in the room and my coaching staff, prior agreements prevents later misunderstanding. I read that straight out of my handbook. They all had it 2 months in advance. And then on the first team meeting, I addressed it again, that any form of disrespect would not be allowed. You're going to go home. Well, anyway, I'll sum it up real quick. He had three forms of disrespect within the hotel in a 24-hour period that were brought to my attention. I investigated them. I talked to all three individuals that were involved in it. It occurred. He was not mean. He didn't threaten to kill anybody, but it was very disrespectful, and there were multiple people who saw this disrespectful action occur. And so now I'm faced on the very first day or first week on the job of making the decision that I said, no forms of disrespect. Or the players, the other 49, or at that time, the other 44 players are going to look and say, Coach Kirby's not a man of his word. This man just committed three offenses in one day, and he's still here. And so that's how that happened. And I had no idea that, one of the disagreements were fighting. They were arguing over food until I saw that. There was another agreement in the weight room. There was another one in the equipment room. And so that's how that happened. And it had nothing to do with food. It had everything to do with a team rule of disrespecting people. And so that's all that was. It was never any food involved. It was interaction of people and disrespecting of people. But I do hope the young man gets another chance someday. He was awesome. He was fun to be around. Just unfortunate the way it was presented, how it came out like that.
Fair enough. And maybe an awkward time to finish with this question, but pizza's got to be over chicken salad on the menu. Yes, you can't tell me you like chicken salad more than
man.
pizza, do you?
Hey, man, there was often times I had to build that into my own team meetings, just because it's so funny. And I even asked my kids, pizza or chicken salad. So we all have fun with it because you have to. Life's too short, and I mean, my kids were like, Dad, you were actually kind of nice when you released him. You would have told us to go outside and cut the grass right after that. So we all had a lot of fun with it, and unfortunately, it's the way it was. But yeah, we're a pizza family from top to bottom. Not even close.
Love talking to you, Kirby. Hope to see you here next year. I think. Do you guys still have a house in the North Hills somewhere? You still live here?
We sure do. We sure do. And just left Pittsburgh. My daughter, she's down here. We're down in Florida, and so yeah, that's a special place to me. It'll always be, my second home. So if I live to be 100, I'm still, a Pittsburgh Steeler, and I'll still, come to the city and visit and have fun with all the people that I know there and the family that's there. And to my kids, that's home. They've been there 15 years. That's home, and that's where they all call home. So it's great. I hope to be back. It'll be a dream come true.
Awesome. Great to talk to you. I hope we can talk again soon.
Likewise. Thank you for having me. You guys have a great day.
Our pleasure. Kirby Wilson, Maulers coach. That was fun. That was something, man, from beginning to end. We're going to have to talk about that a little bit coming up, I think. We have Mark Cabali at the top of the hour, talking all things Steelers, including Pickett Trubisky. We have to talk about that. Was that great or what, Folsey? Another great get by you.
He brought it.
Didn't he?
I think that was a very detailed answer, too, on the whole chicken salad thing.
Yeah, it was.
Unfortunate that it played out that way. I'll agree. I'll agree with him there.
Yes.